Hi everyone, I want to show you the two ways that you can solve this equation here. If you're ready, let's go. We have x divided by the square root of 2x equals 2. So to solve this problem here, we are going to square both sides of the equation. both sides of the equation. So we have x over the square root of 2x. Now this is going to be squared. We are squaring because of the square root that we can see here. And then we'll square the other side too. That will be 2 squared. And from here, you know that we can spread this square root from this very law, a over b to the power of, let's say c, that this is the same thing as a to power c over b to the same power c. Okay, so let me remove this. So I will do that here now, as I have x to the power of 2 all over the square root of 2x. So this will be squared as well. And on the right hand side, we already have 4. That is 2 squared. So from here now, the square root and the square will go, so that on the left hand side, we have x squared, right? We have x squared over 2x, and it's equal to 4. So guess what I want to do? What if I cross multiply? So that means x squared is going to be alone on the other side, and we have 2x times 4, that will become 8x. So bring this to the left hand side, and we are going to have x squared minus 8x now equal to 0, because the 8x that was on the right is now on the left hand side. So to continue, we have x squared. Okay, we're going to factorize right away. What is common to these two terms is x. So one x will be in here. Since x is out, here we're going to have 8. And we equate to 0. So from here now, our x is equal to 0, or x minus 8 is equal to 0. Okay, so if we go on from here, we are going to take minus 8 to the other side, and it becomes plus 8. So this means that we already have two solutions from here. We have x to be 0 or 8. Now, I know you have some questions, right? You have some questions already. But hold on, let's apply the second method. Then I will address the questions that you have in your mind. Okay, so let's apply the second method. Second method, we have x over the square root of 2x equals 2. Okay, so what do we do? From the second method, let's work on the left hand side. I hope you know that this can be written as x over, we have 2x, and that will be raised to power 1 over 2. Okay, let me bring this one down. This is 2x raised to this power. Everything is equal to 2. And then there's also another law that we can apply to this, right? We can apply a law to what we have here, and we're going to have x all over. So on the left hand side, we're going to have 2 to the power of 1 over 2 multiplied by x to the power of 1 over 2. Remember, this is equal to 2. Okay, I want you to learn from here, so pay attention. So this means that we are going to have 1 over 1 all over 2 to the power of 1 over 2 is the same as the square root of 2. So you can write this. Then this still come. In fact, you can do it this way as well. Open bracket and have x over x to the power of 1 over 2. This is equal to 2. Okay, do you see what I'm doing? As a matter of fact, these two can multiply that already. So on the left hand side, just put your x over x to the power 1 over 2 to be equal to 2 multiplied by this. That will be 2 root what? 2 root 2. Okay, so we have 2 root 2. Now to focus on the left hand side, we can apply this. This has power of 1. So we can apply one of the laws of indices that says if you're dividing, you pick one of the bases, then you subtract the powers. Okay, so 1 minus 1 over 2, and this is equal to 2 root 2. So guess what I will do now? 1 minus 1 over 2 is 1 over 2. So this is x to the power of 1 over 2 being equal to 2 root 2. So the target now is to remove the power from the left hand side. And to remove that power, we have to square what we have over there. So we're going to square this. And then here we have 2 root 2 that we will also square. Okay. And now this can go with this. So we have x already. Okay, so this is what we have. And from here, we need to get our value of x. To simplify this, we have 2 root 2 multiplied by 2 root 2. So our x will be 2 times 2 is 4. Then root 2 times root 2 is 2. And then 4 times 2 is 8. So this is the only solution from the second method, right? So the second method says that x is equal to 8. And from the first method, we got x to be what? 0. And then x to be what? 8. Now let's verify. I said I was going to address your questions, right? The questions on your mind. The equation is x over the square root of 2x equals 2. So if you put x to be 0, then you're going to be having 0 over the square root of 2 times 0. And this will give us 0 over the square root of 0, which will give us 0 over 0. And this cannot give us 2. As a matter of fact, 0 over 0 is undefined. So 0 is not a solution to this equation. So it has to be cancelled or rejected. But then if you put 8, you're going to have 8 over, now have the square root of 2 times 8. That is 2x, 2 times 8 now, right? And now we have 8 over the square root of 16. And this is 8 over square root of 16 is 4. And 8 over 4 is 2. No wonder we had 2 on the other side of the equation. So the only solution here is x equals 8. Thank you for watching.